Welcome into Lone Peak basketball on KSL Sports Rewind as the Lone Peak Knights head to the road. They'll take on the Layton Lancers. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Pleased to be joining you tonight from the friendly confines of Layton High School. And you talk about the Layton Lancers. This is a program that has been really strong in its history. The last couple of years, they've had some really good talent, but boy, it's been trying to tie that all together for region play and getting back to making state title runs. Coach Reisbeck has done a nice job here. He's got a group that they've got some interesting talent here. See if they can put it together. But look, they're going to welcome in the #1 team in the state, and that being Lone Peak. And Coach Nancy Warner, defending state champion, they've won 24 games in a row, I believe it is. I think it's more than that, actually. Doesn't matter. Undefeated last year en route to a state championship, and then coming off a nice opening night win as their first road contest here of the early part of the year. Sarah Bartholomew set to tip it off against Kate Strong as we are set to be underway here from Layton High School. And that tip controlled by the Knights is Nordstrom here on the drive. Shawnee hands that off. Tanavasa in the corner stepping through, and Naya able to score first bucket of the ball game, going the way of the Knights. And we talk about Lone Peak and how impressive they've been. Obviously returning so many stars off that state championship as Tanavasa here with the steal. Naya end-to-end. 4 quick points here for Tanavasa. And now the trap coming, and we've got an early whistle here. And how about a dual possession? Jump ball here will give the ball, or keep the ball with Layton. But was just going to talk about that stifling defense. We saw them take on Timpview earlier this week. And boy, I mean, the defense was just suffocating, limited Timpview well below what they had scored in their opening night win against Skyline. And that defense coming out strong is this steal forced by Ika. That was Nordstrom, the 3. And Shawnee Nordstrom hitting the tray. It's a 7-0 start for Lone Peak, and Layton taking a timeout. Lone Peak starting off great, 7-0. They lead Layton. Welcome back. Not even a minute into the contest, 7-0. All Lone Peak. Layton has yet to get a shot away as the defense has been spectacular here in the early going. As again, you see some pressure being employed here by the Knights. Layton able to pass through it. They're looking underneath, taken away by Nordstrom. Just couldn't quite hold that inside as this one rolls out, and it will stay here. Layton to inbound. That one gathered. Boy, just walking the tightrope there. You see the clock on your screen. That's the unofficial clock. At times you'll see a start late like we did just there. That's just to tie it up with the official clock here in the building, as the 3 on the way from Ika won't go. Batted wide by Woolston and out of play. Again, you see pressure here. Able to work up. Pressure. 5-second call. How about that? That defense continuing to play strong. Hand it off. Woolston in the paint, blocked away. Nice play there defensively by the Lancers. That was Kate Strong coming through there with the defensive play. As Lone Peak here to throw in. 3 on the way. Woolston hits the floor as there was contact there late. That ball hitting the baseline, out of play, and it will go to the Lancers. Pressure again taken away, and it's Ika with the finish. (9-0) the advantage. And a whistle here. Stepping aside, Lauren Hall with the drive and drawing the contact there. Nordstrom picking up the foul. That'll be her first. As Lauren Hall to the line here, makes the first, and that's the first Layton point of the contest. Two for two. We talk about Layton coming in 0-2 on the year. They lost the opener to Woods Cross. That was a 4-point game as Woolston here on the drive. That batted around and gathered by Layton, but then taken back by the Knights. As Layton's second contest, a 10-point difference against Copper Hills. You don't have to go that far back for these two programs to be competing for 5A state championships, that being Copper Hills and Layton. Does a step through there by Hall, just off the mark. And we're running up the other way. Nordstrom inside. Shawnee Nordstrom off to a fantastic start tonight. And want to thank the family. You know, I think we were talking earlier this week, and on the call, Dusty had mentioned that thought he had seen that Nordstrom had committed to UVU. That's not the case. Does have an offer there, but still well being recruited and looking at opportunities as Nordstrom here on the drive, drawing the contact. And Shawnee will head to the line here as she has been, boy, electric offensively and defensively here to start this contest off. We talk about the balance of this Lone Peak lineup is on any given night, you just don't know who's going to hurt you. I mean, you look at the opener, and it was Kailey Woolston had 19 points. I think Shawnee had 11 in that one. And tonight, Shawnee's been, man, providing a lot of offense here in this first half of the first quarter. Here comes Layton. Inside, tough shot as Bartholomew was up defensively. Offensive board blocked away, and it's Bartholomew getting the clear. Lone Peak running. Here comes Chanavasa working over back to Naya. Boy, if it hasn't been Nordstrom, it's been Chanavasa here in this first quarter. Here's Stevens looking for that skip. Extra pass into the corner. 3 on the way off the mark, and Bartholomew with the board, and it's a 3-on-1. Woolston looking for Ika. And another timeout as Lone Peak running away with this one in the first quarter. You're watching Lone Peak Night Basketball on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. 17-2 start for the Lone Peak Knights here on the road. As pressure again being shown as Stevens brings that ball up into the front court. Boy, had a break through the paint, and Bartholomew rejects it. Man, her second or third block of this first quarter. Woolston sends out, good ball movement. Long 3 from Shawnee, yes! Shawnee Nordstrom dialing up the tray. Second time tonight. Oh, Nordstrom able to pick the pocket. Tried to work over for Woolston. That one taken away maybe momentarily. No, kept here by Layton. That shot off the mark, loose ball, and it's Ika coming away with it. Bush and tempo, Nordstrom, transition three, that was just off the front of the rim. Bartholomew trying to keep it, but could not, as it will go back to Layton. Substitutions here for Lone Peak is Kailey Rich coming on the floor, as does Katie Lawrence. Lawrence was a dialed-in three-point shooter in that opener for the Knights. Taken away, and Lawrence fouled on the drive.
Foul charge to number 2, Lauren Hall.
Hall picking up the foul. That'll be her second. Lauren Hall, the leading scorer for the Lancers in the first 2 games, averaging 9.5 points per, is Lawrence making the first one. One more here for Katie as substitution. Hall will have to come off the floor for Layton. Meanwhile, Nordstrom will get a well-deserved break, as Lawrence making them both. We got a blocking foul here.
Foul charge to number 14, second team foul.
Looking inside. Nay, once again, the defense of Lone Peak swarming to shots and denying. Long 2 here. Won't go. Loose ball picked up and I was just about to say and scored it. That looked like a great look, and that just betrayed by the home rims. Foul here called on Ika. Will be the 3rd team foul. First on McKaylee. As to the line, first free throw, good. One more here, as on the trip, 1 for 2 at the line by Woolston. Long 3, Woolston, yes. Friendly bounce and roll for Kailey. As we're inside of 2 minutes, our apologies. Had a technical glitch there. We'll get that clock reset for you here as soon as we can. As that one thrown down and out.
Returning from Lancers, number 32, Kate Strong.
Rich gives that one off, skipped over Woolston. That one won't go. As the Lancers trying to run, Kailey retreating back quickly. I said Woolston should clarify that. Kennedy wearing number 14 for Lone Peak, as she came on just a moment ago. Rich there with the denial on the entry pass as we approach 1 minute to go. Kailey, tough drive, hanging and hitting. Good defense. Kailey trying to stay in front. Off the window, won't go. Kailey with the board. Has the leak out up to Lawrence. 2 more for Katie Lawrence as we're inside of 30 seconds. This is Purcell worked up top here for the Lancers with Kate Strong. Now over to Woolston. Inside. And a foul called. Nice work there by Layton trying to get that to the rim. And it will be free throws coming up here for Layton as Olivia Haddop to the line. Fourth team foul on Lone Peak as that first free throw won't drop. One more here as substitutions for both sides. And really you could make the argument the fouls, that being 4 of them in this first quarter, really the only thing that Coach Warner probably, I don't want to say dissatisfied, but that's maybe the only blemish of what has been just a remarkable first quarter for Lone Peak here on the road. Nordstrom trying for 3 off the front of the rim. A rebound gathered by Layton. That outlet won't go. Lawrence picked it off. Katie for 3 to end the first, just short. But boy, what a first it was. 29-3 Lone Peak off to a blazing start on the road. Welcome back, Lone Peak basketball to start this second quarter. Boy, you want to talk about effort is inside, blocked away, a great closeout, but they call the foul here on the contest by Strong. Will send Tanavasa to the line. Lone Peak did not allow a field goal in that first quarter. Every Lancer point, 3 of them coming from the line. Pretty remarkable. As Naya here making the first. One more. And Naya goes 2 for 2. Ooh, that nearly over and back, just kept pressure there as Davis was able to throw out of it. She's got it back here, worked over with Haddop. On the run, Tanavasa will send out. Kennedy Woolston, yes. The freshman hitting the 3. Man. A little spin around here from 12, won't go, batted. Kept by Kailey Woolston, and Lone Peak on the run. Here's Nordstrom, gives it back to Kailey. Bartholomew has positioning in the paint. Sarah turning around, won't go. And this one on the floor, last touched by Lone Peak, will head back to Layton. Trying to get entry. Bartholomew, another block. Boy, Kate Strong did a great job of sealing her off, but Sarah able to recover, get another block tonight. Sarah trying to return the favor inside. Boy, Bartholomew hit the deck there. No whistle as they say it'll stay here. Ika will come on for Lone Peak. Meanwhile, Charlie Stevens checking in here for the Lancers. And Michaela Ika wastes no time as she hits the corner 3. That one's taken away. And then one back. Boy, great job, but Lone Peak able to, possessions just trading there right in the middle of the floor, and ends up being Tanavasa to score it for Lone Peak because it's a 39-3 lead. Kailey Woolston looking for the steal. They say she stayed in bounds, and Woolston laying it in. You know, we saw the JV game prior to this one. Layton got the win. Lone Peak returning the favor here in what has been a dominative first half. Layton still without a field goal. Played 11 minutes. Worked up, Nordstrom from the corner. Off the front of the rim, Davis with the board. Strong, knocked away from behind there by Shawnee, who has been, man, she's been active tonight. The defense, the offense, she's been really, really good. As it'll be Layton to inbound here baseline. Thrown in with Strong. Kate trying to back down Kailey. And that one won't go. Bartholomew with the board. Worked up Woolston. Drive shut down. Good defense there. Sent out. Rich thought about the three. Will give it back to Shawnee. She'll take it. And that shot won't go. His teammate there, as Strong was so strong on the board that Davis ended up heading to the floor, and the dual possession here will give it to Layton. Hall, worked over here, Strong. Shawnee trying to steal, and boy, that's hard. Hitting that floor awfully hard as Hall was trying to get back defensively, and up and Shawnee. Good to see she's up and okay. As Woolston coming back on the floor here. Kailey pulling up, 18-footer good. Here's Woolston. Strong. Boy, Bartholomew all over her. Top of the, right at the three-point line, I should say, as this one will roll out. Last touch by Layton. Katie Lawrence coming back on here as Nordstrom will head to the bench. Late substitution for Layton will be granted. Hodap. Hodap. PA guy all over that. And now Layton employing a little bit of pressure. Lone Peak working over the top of it. Woolston tried the three. Long rebound gathered by Stevens. And now Kailey there trying to defend. Here's Stevens. Potter playing wide. Quincy sends out. Potter the three, that off the mark. And the rebound gathered by Lone Peak. Oh, nice ball movement to find Bartholomew right at the rim. You love that corner post entry. And last year it was Rich and Bartholomew that split a lot of the post play. How about both of them on the floor here? And that really opens up the interior. His entry for Stevens, and that comes off the front of the rim. Lone Peak on the run again. Numbers, Katie Lawrence working over to Bartholomew. And that one, boy, Bartholomew just couldn't quite get that over that front of the rim, and she thought she was a step further away. As it is last touch there by Layton, and Lone Peak will throw in. Here's Lawrence, sent over. Pope to Ika. Off the back of the rim, gathered by Potter. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Layton still without a field goal in the contest and no points in the second quarter. Tough drive. Bartholomew there to defend. Rebounded by Rich. Here's Ika. Lawrence, she'll take the three. We said Katie Lawrence was dynamite from long range in their opener against Timpview. As she makes the triple there. Quincy looking to drive to the rim, and that skips across and won't go down. Pope looking inside, Lawrence. Rich works back up. Inside, Pope off the glass. They're strong. Potter trying to post up. And Bartholomew, boy, that came right up on Sarah. Boy, good battle. And now we're going to get the call down here in the block as, boy, Potter and Bartholomew were really going back and forth on that one. Potter trying to establish position. Bartholomew not letting her. And the tug of war there is Bartholomew here going to come off. She was called for the foul on the play. Layton here will inbound baseline. Working around that screen was Martinez. Now down to Strong. Charlie clears out a little bit of space. That won't go as Rich was there defensively. Offensive board, and the foul here is Rich was going for the block. Ruled to be contact. Will send Layton to the line. And this will be Woolston heading back to the line here for Layton. Looking for the first point here of the second quarter. Is that free throw no good? One more to come here. Substitution for the Lancers. Santizo coming on, as will Andalyn Lilly, the senior, checking in for the Lancers. Second free throw, good. That the first point of this second quarter for Layton. Been a tough night. They've had some good looks, but boy, Lone Peak has just been stifling defensively. A lot of steals, number of blocks as well, as this one taken away. Nordstrom with the steal, Nordstrom with the lay-in. Here's Santizo. Up with Lilly. Three on the way, that was short. Rich with the rebound. 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Woolston, Kennedy, over to Rich, and fouled on the play. Will send Kailey to the line. 15 foul on the Lancers. As Kailey Rich with 2 free throws. First one for Kailey, good. One more, 2 for 2. Santizo works over. Woolston in the paint, tough shot, fouled on the shot. Will send Woolston back to the line where she just went 1 of 2. About a minute ago. She'll have 2 shots here. First one rims out. One for 2. Thrown out, 3 on the way. Katie Lawrence, Rich on the backside, and Rich with the offensive board and put back. And that will do it. The first half comes to a close, a 56-5 lead for Lone Peak. In one of the more dominant halves you'll see as you're watching Lone Peak basketball only on KSLSports.com.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back to Layton High School. Start of the second half. Lone Peak, well, they just pick up where they left off as they work inside to Bartholomew quickly. And it's 58-5. I mean, look, I don't even know how to summarize the first half. 56-5 kind of does that for you as this deflected out of play. Lone Peak had to shoot 65% from the floor. Probably generated 13 to 15 forced turnovers. Probably had 5 to 8 blocks. It was just dominative. And let's see what response Layton has here is Bartholomew. There's another one. And she's been the main defensive culprit. I mean, the likes of which Utah hasn't seen since Rudy Gobert last year. So as that one deflected out. Thrown in. Good defense there by Ika, but this kept. Woolston will dribble out from the corner. And that entry won't go as Boyd Strong leapt to try to corral that and lost her footing. Don't know if there was some contact there or what, but relatively easy steals. They look backside. Bartholomew and one. Sarah Bartholomew, they lost her. And she's able to go up, finish strong, and draw the contact into three-point play here coming up for Sarah. That free throw good. Here's Hall. I mentioned the leading scorer for the Lancers this year, and I don't know that she's entered the scoring column yet. I'm not keeping player stats tonight due to a multitude of obligations. But again, the only points tonight for Layton have been from the free throw line. And that one taken away by Tanavasa. Sent over. Ika to the corner. Woolston the three. Won't go. Ika from the other corner hits it. Here's Hall. Lost that one. On the run. Woolston. Set that up. Got a little too close to the rim, and now Bartholomew on the follow-up. Drawing the contact as multiple bodies hitting the floor here in this third. And we'll send Bartholomew back to the line here.
Now charge number 32, Kate Strong, her third personal, second team foul. Number 45, Sarah Bartholomew will be at the line.
As Bartholomew misses the first.
Number 12, Quincy Knudsen. 24, Ashlyn Purcell for the Lancers.
Just for reference, Lone Peak scored 56 points in the first half. And if they were to maintain that pace, it would be good for second most points in a game, as that state record being 113. As Bartholomew goes 1 of 2 on the trip. Here's Hall, works to the corner. Boydston dribbling out. Zone defense here for the Knights. And we've got a stoppage here. The whistle will stay here as the foul. And Woolston takes that away off the inbound. Tanavasa inside to Bartholomew. Sarah too strong. Baseline drive, fouled on the attempt, and it will be Lauren Hall, the junior, heading to the line here for the Lancers.
Now charge to number 21, Maya Tanawasa, her first 13. Double zero, Katie Lawrence, 32, Katie Lawrence, 32, Kailey Rich for Lone Peak.
We've got substitutions here for both sides.
Number 0, Lauren Hall at the line.
As Hall, 1 of 2. Woolston will try the 3. She knew it was off immediately. Gets her own board. And Kailey Woolston, my goodness, is hard contact there. And there wasn't a foul. It was just hard contact hitting the floor after the shot. As she's able to get her own miss and scored. 67-6. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. 4:52 left here in the third quarter. Lone Peak well in control. Looking very likely that they'll start the year off 2-0. They head to the road. Going to play a couple out-of-state teams. Centennial from Nevada and Sierra Canyon. Be a couple of good matchups for Lone Peak and be great measuring sticks. Let's see how good this team really is. You talk about the winning streak. Undefeated last year's entry there, deflected by Rich, sent out here. It'll be Hall for 3. That shot off the mark, gathered by Tanavasa, and the Knights are up running. Ahead for Kennedy Woolston, who leaked out. Tough shot for Kennedy as she kind of got caught. I don't want to say caught, but momentum carried her underneath the rim. Made that for a tough reverse as we come back the other way here with the Lancers. Davis works up top, back to Davis as they skip across. 3 on the way, that rattled out, and an offensive rebound here by Stevens. And the foul there on the defense is, I think it was Lawrence that was trying to deflect that away. She'll pick up the personal, be the 5th team foul, I believe, on Lone Peak. Nope, 4th, my bad. Man, they're on it with the scoreboard here. 4th team foul on Lone Peak. We'll do it again. Got to get this in. Stevens.
Foul charge to number 14, Kennedy Woolston.
And it will be Charlie here heading to the line as Kailey picking up her 2nd. You know, sometimes it's just not your night. We've played 20 minutes of basketball. Layton still has not hit a field goal. And even a play like that where, you know, they've had looks at the rim and just haven't been able to get them to go down. Ones that have rolled around, have kind of jumped around the rim and just have not been able to find the bottom of the net. All their points coming from the line. Is that deflected? And we'll stay here with Lone Peak. The substitution for the Lancers going to come on here. Hodap back on. Looking in for Rich. She'll work it out. Kennedy Woolston for 3, front of the rim. And that gathered by the Lancers. Hodap with the board. Worked over, Hall trying to drive. Hall back of the rim and the clear there by Meg Eaton. Sent ahead for Lawrence. And that wouldn't go down, just came off the front of the rim, but captured back there by Eaton. Rich, good positioning inside, sends out. The drive here by Pope. Tried to get the outlet, and it's taken away. Lauren Hall, end to end. There is the first field goal of the game for the Lancers, coming via Lauren Hall. Corner three, other end, won't go, back of the rim. Long rebound and a run out. Sent up. Davis sends it out. Hall won't get it back here. Zone. Davis will try the three. That was short. And Kennedy with the board. Using that rich screen, but the shot wouldn't go, and Stevens with the rebound. Approaching 2 minutes to go here in our third quarter. Davis looking for Charlie. Extra pass. Hodap now back up top. Olivia gives it with Quincy. Now Hall, she'll try the three, yes. Talking about Lauren Hall, the leading scorer for the Lancers. Boy, late to pick up Kennedy, and you could see Hall was calling out ball. Someone stopped the ball, and the freshman able to recognize had the driving lane. Goes right to the rim as the foul here on Lawrence. Saw her come through there, create the contact as we'll get substitutions on both sides here. As Santizo and Strong both coming on for the Lancers. Meanwhile, Bartholomew and Nordstrom on for Lone Peak. Ooh, Bartholomew. Defending the inbound here. The length. Been a real advantage for this Lone Peak D tonight. Davis able to keep that one here. Boy, hard shot there. The three from Strong was short. Nordstrom coming up, offensive foul. You kind of saw that defense looked like they got set, but it was really kind of the momentum of Nordstrom on the follow through there. The right call by the officials, and we'll head back here to the Lancers. Three on the way, Santizo won't go. Hall nearly had the opportunity to corral the rebound, but just couldn't keep it. As Lone Peak basketball. 1 minute left here in the third. Bartholomew takes the bump. Left that short. Sarah will head to the line. I say left that short. That contact, I think, disrupting the flow of that shooting motion. Sarah will have two here. First one off the mark. One more here for the junior post. Davis works over with Hall. Back to Santizo, blocked away. Kennedy Woolston with the block. Bartholomew. You're going to take that matchup every time. As look, Layton trying to rush down defensively, but Bartholomew with an advantageous position takes advantage. That three missed by Hall, and Lone Peak back quickly. Straight away, no. Back over here with Eaton, and we've got a whistle. Stops it with 15 seconds to go here. A blocking foul, be the fourth team foul on Layton. Here's Kennedy. Long three from Shawnee. Oh, Shawnee Nordstrom. She's been locked in from long range all night long. Davis, the half-court shot. Off the mark, 75-12, Lone Peak. leading the Lancers through 3. We talk about measuring stick games coming up for Lone Peak, and my goodness, Coach Nancy Warner has to feel good about the way her team is playing right now. This is a great way to create a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence heading in to those games against out-of-state competition. As that ball deflected out, we'll stay here with the Lancers. It's good to see Lauren Hall get going a little bit as had a nice steal and finish, hit a 3. We talked about this Layton group. There's some talent on this roster, and Lauren Hall's one of them. She's just a junior, but boy, that first half was just so hard to find momentum. You knew that they were better than that, and started to play that way here in the fourth quarter, or in that third quarter, I should say, as we've got ourselves a running clock here situation as we'll walk down and take free throws. They do stop it for the free throws, but we were a little delayed, so we're just going to let this catch up here for you. And how about this? This is the second game for Lone Peak and the second game where we've had a running clock. So not something I've seen very commonly in basketball, but Lone Peak, 2 games and 2 times where that's been employed. Here's Kailey. Dribbles to the corner, takes the 3, won't go, and Bartholomew trying to track that down, but just a step in front of her as Martinez gathers for Layton. High post turnaround there from the junction, won't go. Ika with the board. Gives it back to Tanavasa. Lone Peak working this around. Of course, shot clocks employed this year in the state of Utah as they were looking back for Kailey there, but non-functional here at Layton. They're still working on getting those implemented. They do have the clocks in place. As nice turnaround there in the paint there by Kate Strong. Those shot clocks, I know the staff here excited to get those shot clocks operational. They went all out. Those were like the official Daktronic game clock, shot clock. That's going to be a nice component when that's in place here. As substitutions, the Lancers bringing on Boydston as well as Potter. Inside here, Martinez fouled. And we'll head to the line here. 1-on-1 free throws. Is that the 9th team foul on Lone Peak?
Number 23, Jocelyn Martinez will be at the line.
1-on-1 off the front end. And the rebound gathered by the Knights. Good find, Bartholomew. The drive by Ika. Defense collapsing down. Sarah able to find open spots in the paint and able to score it. Another steal here for Lone Peak. Kailey handing off. Shawnee finds Tanavasa. Open 3. And Naya rattled it out. Hodap. Line change coming on for Coach Warner's group. As that one deflected, blocked away by Woolston. Ooh, Nordstrom. It's a nice no-look pass there. But they couldn't connect as the substitutions. The starter's going to come off the floor here for Lone Peak. What a start. I mean, it was 7-0 like 30 seconds into the game. 29-3 at the end of the first, 56-5 at half. Man, great night to be a night as that deflected and taken away there by the Lancers. And another steal. Rich able to pluck that out of the air. On the run to Lawrence. Eaton looking for Kailey. Sent back up. Past the midway point here of this fourth quarter. The drive deflected. Good block there by Avery Potter. Inside, no, Avery fouled on the play there. And she'll head to the line here, shooting 2. As that foul called on Eaton. And that is the 10th team foul. So double bonus rest of the way here for the Layton Lancers. First free throw good. Of course, we want to remind you, all you hardcore basketball fans, join us tomorrow night. We'll have multiple games going for you right here on KSL Sports Rewind. As Potter at the line makes them both. Kennedy coming near side. Pope down with Rich. Rich was able to find Eaton. Just look at the ball movement. I mean, it's so crisp, so quick. Moved over, Eaton, that drive taken away. Meg able to get back on it. Finds Kennedy, she'll take the 3, too strong. And Rich comes up with the offensive board, trying to work through traffic there. Backside and off the glass, no good. Batted around, Eaton going up and fouled. Foul called on the shot, so 2 free throws here for Meg Eaton. First one just off the mark. One more here is substitutions for the Lancers. Purcell and Lilly coming on. One for 2. That one kicked out. That one last touched by Lone Peak. It'll stay here. And we've got a foul there off the inbound. We'll send Boydston to the line. She's had a couple trips to the line tonight. Has largely split those trips. As she makes good on the first here. In fact, I'm trying to think of all the Layton trips to the line. I don't know that we've had a Layton trip go 2 for 2 tonight. And I jinxed it. Sorry. My bad, Layton fans. And I did have our talented camera guy / statistician tell me the first one they went 2 for 2. So appreciate the backup there. Inside of 2 to go. Lawrence gets it back. She'll try the corner 3. Front of the rim. Batted around. Eaton had it. Put the shot back up, but that was short, and the Lancers get the clear. 1.5 to go. Worked over. Open 3. That look won't go as Katie able to pull the rebound away. Up the floor, back to Lawrence.
Basket by Katie Lawrence.
Another 3 on the way here for the Lancers. That one off the mark, batted, and it will be Lone Peak basketball. Final 45 seconds. Lone Peak got the early separation. The defensive effort tonight was outstanding. Strong on the glass. The three-point shot was crisp as this one lost out. The Lancers will have it. Impressive night for Lone Peak. Inside, that too strong, and the rebound gathered by Woolston. Kennedy. And the Lone Peak Knights advance to 2-0. 80-17, your final score is dominative throughout. And the winning streak remains intact for Lone Peak. It'll be tested. They've got a couple good ones coming up. Want to remind you, you can catch Lone Peak basketball all season long right here on KSLSports.com. Our player of the game tonight, take your pick. There's 10 of them. So congratulations to all 10. Outstanding effort across this entire lineup. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. 80-17, Lone Peak improves to 2-0 on the year. You've been watching Lone Peak basketball on KSL Sports Rewind, only on KSLSports.com. Good night, everybody.